Okay, so I'm just sitting here in my car after a long day, and I want to say hello, everybody. Um, this is the Meta Christian coming to you right now. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, share if you like, and make sure you hit the little bell so you'll know every time I upload a video. I was sitting here after a long day, and I was thinking about the whole twin flame journey and how there are it seems to be two separate paths to the journey. There's the first path that everybody seems to know about, where you come together in the physical, and then you have the runner twin and the chaser twin and all these different stages. But then there's the other path that nobody really seems to talk about, and that's the spiritual connection between the twin flames. Is actually meeting your twin in the spirit and never ever meeting them in the physical. And you start to do all this self work, all this healing, all this um, different work that I think that you would do in the physical on the other path. So by the time you actually meet your physical twin, like meet them in real life, there's no runner or chaser, there's no ups and downs, there's no separation. You've already gone through all of that stuff. Um, and though you've gone through it separately, you've also kind of gone through it together, if that makes sense. I actually kind of got a message from my twin today, and you know, that's when it dawned on me. I'm like, you know what? There is a communication between twin flames, and it's a telepathic communication, and it doesn't necessarily have to happen after you meet the twin. There's something happening different in the twin flame world. And I think twins are now meeting on a spiritual level before they ever meet in the physical level. What I'm coming to realize though is if you have not met your twin physically, it's because you still have some elevating to do. You're not going to meet your twin on this 3D level. You're just not. If you are still kind of roaming around the base chakras and you haven't really elevated to that seventh or eighth chakra, if you're still kind of in the mundane world where you're still worried about social media and materialistic stuff, then I don't think you're going to meet your twin. What, and people call it channeling, but I just call it downloads. Like what drops into my spirit is what I call it. So, what dropped into my spirit about the reason I haven't met my twin is because he's on a different frequency than I am. I'm still not at a level to where he can find me, actually. And that's the thing, is this new these new twins that are taking place on the earth, this spiritual connection before the physical connection twins. We're getting a lot of information about each other. Some of us even probably know what our twin may even look like, what some of their characteristics are, even what their birth dates might be, some of the past traumas that they've gone through. Some of us may even know their names. And if you do, don't think you're crazy. It's just a different type of connection. I'm like getting like a weird feeling right now as I'm talking about this, and I guess I don't know if it's spirit or my twin. I don't know what it is, but I'm getting like this almost teary-eyed feeling of, I guess, kind of a knowing that it's okay. It's okay that you know these things about this other person that you've never met. It's okay that you've never met them. And you should be excited and not so frustrated in the journey, because the frustration is only going to continue to keep you apart. It's when you start vibing on that higher frequency level that you realize that all of this is just a part of the journey. You don't need to be frustrated or upset that you haven't met your twin yet. Just know that they're out there, and just know that they have their own work that they need to do too. But you should be concentrated more on yourself and what you're doing to reach the frequency that you need to be on to be vibrating at the same level. And that's kind of what had dropped into my spirit a while back, is one of the reasons why a lot of us are not finding our twins is because we're not vibrating on a frequency that they can find us. Or some of us are, way elevated and they still can't find their twins because your twin hasn't ascended yet and they haven't gotten to the frequency where you can find them. So I guess just kind of wanted to put that out there just as a message to anybody who's kind of just frustrated with the whole thing, or you think you're crazy because you think you're communicating with this person that you've never met, and how can you know all these different things about someone that you never met? It's okay. I was watching a video, and now I forget who it is, but when I post this, I'm going to try to find the video that I watched. And one of the things that she said is that some of us are finding the twins in the spirit and not the physical because we're not physically ready. Like I'm an introvert, and I think she was talking about a lady who's also an introvert and, stays home most of the time. She's not really dating that much. So where would your twin find you? Because these connections need to happen because it's above you. Your relationship with your twin is so above you. It's in the bigger scale. Like you are going to change the world together. And because this has to happen, it's happening on a spiritual level, because physically it's just not going to happen yet, because physically you're just not ready. So there's two things happening. Spiritually, you cannot be ready. And then physically, you cannot be ready. So what's happening are these meetings in the dream world, these meetings in our mind. It's like a meeting of the minds, these meetings in our spirit, to where we're really getting to know each other and we're really falling in love with each other. And it's going to be when you meet your twin, after you have met them in the spiritual realm, it's going to feel like you've known them your entire life. It's going to be easy. There's not going to be a runner chaser and all this different stuff. It's going to be completely kismet, fantasy type of love, and you're going to just be together, and you're going to start your lives together, and you're going to do all the things that, Elohim of the Most High, God of the Most High, is calling you to do, and why he created you to be a twin in the first place. And once again, not everybody has a twin. Not everybody gets to be on this journey. And I was actually looking at another video where she was saying she doesn't think anybody would choose to be a twin. And I'm going to tell you, I kind of understand what she means by that, because when you don't have this longing for someone that you've never met before, you can pretty much date anybody you want. You can fall in love with anybody, and that's really cool to be able to do that. When you know that there's one specific person, it makes it a lot harder. I don't know if I would choose this. Another thing I want to talk about is a lot of people say that you're a twin because you've always felt this way since you were young. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't feel this way when I was young. I didn't really think about boyfriend, girlfriend, and that kind of thing. I knew I was wanting to be married, but I didn't have this sense of feeling that there was always this other person for me. Now, what I will say is I always thought that I might be a twin. I was wrong. I would ask my mom and my dad, like, hey, did I have a twin? Did something happen to my twin? And they would always be like, no, you never had a twin. But I would always kind of think that I had a twin out there somewhere, which is weird, as I never did. But maybe that was my way of feeling my twin flame. But if you are just coming upon this, if you're just feeling like, hey, I just now thought that I might have a twin, that doesn't mean that you're not a part of the twin flame reality. It just means that maybe you awakened later, or maybe if you go back in your childhood, just like I said, I always thought I had a twin. There may be something in you that can trigger, like, oh yeah, I did think that, or there was time when I was thinking that I just had one person. I do think that I always believed in soulmates, though. Honestly, but that's, soulmates, twin flames, karmic, relationships are all different. I had a karmic relationship in my youth from age 20 to 30, and I thought he was going to be, be my one and only, but that relationship was so damaged and so toxic, and I learned a lot of lessons. It was definitely a karmic relationship. So sometimes you can get those relationships confused, and I'll do another video about that. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to drop that on you. I'm not going to go long. So the points of this video is, if you haven't met your twin and you're only seeing them in the spiritual realm, that's okay. That is possible. So don't get it twisted with the whole runner chaser physical twin flame thing. You could just be on the other path. Secondly, if you didn't realize until later on in life that you are a twin, that's okay. I don't think it hits everybody in their youth. And thirdly, maybe go back and kind of look at your childhood or your youth and see if there's something in there that can kind of relate to the whole twin flame thing. And fourthly, if you haven't met your twin, it's just because you guys aren't vibing on the same frequency and you can't find each other. So do some self-work on yourself to get your vibe up, and do a lot of self-healing from past trauma, things like that, and really work on the heart chakra, because that's going to be like, you can't manifest anything without your heart chakra being balanced and open, and I'm going to do a video about that too. But anyway, that's what I want to kind of drop on you. So thank you so much for tuning into the video. I hope you liked it. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit like, and if you feel like this could help anybody, definitely share. Also join my Facebook page, Mana World, and that will be down in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.